What are hydrofluorocarbons, or HFCs? HFCs are chemicals consisting of hydrogen, fluorine, and carbon. They are commonly used in air conditioning systems, in refrigeration, in the production of insulating foams, and as aerosol propellants. There are many forms of HFC that, in some cases, have thousands of times the global warming potential of carbon dioxide. HFCs were invented as a solution to a different environmental crisis: the depletion of the ozone layer by chemicals known as chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs and HCFCs. CFCs and HCFCs were widely used in refrigeration and heating and cooling systems and were found to be damaging the ozone layer that protects us from harmful ultraviolet radiation that can contribute to many negative health effects, including skin cancer. In 1987, an international agreement called the Montreal Protocol paved the way toward eliminating this threat, and HFCs were adopted as the preferred replacement for CFCs since they were believed to be less harmful to the ozone layer. It was only later that the global warming impacts of HFCs were recognized. Now, HFCs are rapidly building up in the atmosphere and could wreak havoc on our efforts to address climate change. How are we exposed? At environmental concentrations, HFCs pose little to no immediate threat to human health. However, HFCs contribute to global climate change, and the estimated long-term risks to human health due to climate change include increased severe weather events, extreme heat, increased rates of disease, increased air pollution, and degradation of water quality and food systems. HFCs represent a relatively small percentage of greenhouse gas emissions. In Washington State, for example, HFCs currently make up about 4% of overall greenhouse gas emissions. However, their global warming potential, or capacity to damage the climate, is high, and HFC emissions are rapidly increasing. What can government and industry do? In 2016, 197 countries signed the Kigali Agreement, an amendment to the Montreal Protocol that will reduce the manufacture of HFCs by up to 85% by 2045. The United States signed on to the Kigali Agreement, but has not yet ratified it. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has removed HFCs from the list of acceptable substitutes for ozone-depleting substances, but the U.S. Court of Appeals later ruled that EPA does not have the regulatory authority to require the replacement of HFCs that are currently in use. After this decision, some states have chosen to adopt their own HFC reduction rules. The 2019 Washington legislature determined that HFCs pose a significant threat to Washington's environment and that safer, cost-effective alternatives are available. The legislature passed engrossed Second Substitute House Bill 1112 to restrict the use of HFCs in equipment and products in Washington. The new Washington law, to be implemented by the Department of Ecology, focuses on reducing the use of HFCs in new equipment, so these requirements will be met by manufacturers and distributors. This means that, in most cases, residents and businesses that own or use equipment containing HFCs will not need to take action to comply with the law.